Just availabilities.
$2,000. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
We're live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, lies. All right. If you would like to keep the air conditioning running, you may hear that running in the background because it's 82 degrees right now.
It's cooled off to 82.
Short
Donate-
sleeves and sandals still in mid-November.
I'm wearing jeans and it's driving me nuts. It really driving me nuts. Donate here. If you like coffee, and you do,
Yes.
King Harvest Imperial Coffees, www.kingharv.com. Friend of ours, we really like him, so he sends us coffee. If you order from him, be sure you let him know that you heard about him from us.
I believe they're running a mid-November sale right now.
Yeah.
So I just got
Their
an
sales
email
are great.
about that.
Sales are
Yep.
great. Among the Leaves Tees for your snarky t-shirt needs. tinyurl.com/Among the Leaves Tees. Another friend of ours. If you order from him, be sure you let him know you heard about it from us.
Yeah, live from Tiny Town with John Owen.
Yeah.
She is en route to.
No, John
I
is
think she
in
got
San
there.
Oh,
Francisco.
she made it.
She made it safely.
No Bermuda shorts. I never wear Bermuda shorts. I wear real shorts.
The beacons are lit. Condor calls for aid. And he's mainlining salt today for some reason.
I don't know. Day.
And I drank way too much coffee this morning because I had a dark friggin' 30 at the VA for a blood
Funny, those
draw.
words sound like English, but they make no sense. Too much. What is too much coffee?
I had
Coffee is when you start smelling colors.
Ventricular fibrillation is just an added benefit.
that was after
You're fasting?
my fasting.
Yeah.
And 4 of us decided to go to Cracker Barrel for breakfast.
Oh, that's nice.
And we walked in, and the first thing we all went is coffee.
So
Scared the shit out of the poor waitress.
I did red beans and rice Saturday night.
And it was good.
Yeah.
It was okay. But Cedar brought some abanadas. And I ate one of them and threw the other one in the pot. And now I have a taste for hobs. So this is habanero mash salt.
So the habanadas are, I grew them from seed because you're not going to find them at a nursery start local. And they're supposed to be habaneros that have a lower spice level. I haven't tried them any. I actually had to dig up the plant and bring it inside to force them to maturity. They were just sitting there green for weeks. And then when I brought them inside, they started to go orange, and I brought a couple over.
She brought a couple over. I ate one of them. And the fruit, the flesh was great. If there was heat, I didn't notice it. Lovely habanero flavor.
Yeah.
The seeds, little spiky, and there's a lot of seeds in those little buggers. And I was very careful to make sure that no seeds went into the red beets.
Well, what I've been trying to do, because you introduced me to the concept of the tam jalapenos that are a milder jalapeno. So when I encountered the habanada seeds, I was like, I want to try those.
I'm gonna have to grow some. I'm gonna have to grow some.
So, yeah.
There's a lovely hob flavor and no. What I consider no heat.
Yeah.
For other people, it might be a little. There was no heat to that thing.
Yeah.
The seeds, on the other hand, I tried a couple of seeds. Wow.
Well, I'm going to save seeds from it, but you can grow pepper plants as perennials.
Yeah.
They're not at all frost hardy, so you have to dig them and bring them inside before you get your first frost.
Cedar, sweetheart, you can grow peppers as perennials. I, on the other hand, cannot.
I have space inside, so I grew 3 pepper plants inside that are plants that I started from seed. I mean, if it's like a bell pepper or something I can get at a local nursery as a start in the spring, I will do that. But if it's something that I had to hand raise and nurture over, I'm going to see if I can keep it going as long as possible.
Yes, Richard, they tend to go straight through you.
I don't.
All that entails.
The seeds weren't that hot, but they were definitely spiky.
Yeah.
They were not habanero hot. They were, however, spiky. I would keep the seeds out of anything I was serving to the ladies.
Yeah.
I usually seed peppers automatically before I put them in a dish
I don't
anyway.
like biting into a pepper seed.
Yeah,
just
and they're
Yeah.
small and hard. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
not a good eating experience.
so. Rita has promised me that I will have a dedicated raised bed for my peppers next year, and I'm planning on growing the tam jalapenos and Mad Hatters because the flavor profile of Mad Hatters piques my interest. And then I'm definitely throw some habaneros in there because those things were good.
Hey,
Like I
Ted,
said,
and,
I'll save some seeds and I'll give you some starts.
and everybody else. For those of you that are going to be listening to this later, if you wait about 24 hours, you can get the chat, which will be
Yeah.
going on the side.
The chat will pop up.
If you listen before then, you won't get the chat.
No,
Right.
but you'll get to hear us being us. God help you.
Well, it
Planning
doesn't
book.
help if we respond to something in the chat and don't
Yeah.
explain
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, that's why
So,
I tend to
We
try
have
to
a
do
bad
that.
habit of doing that.
Yeah.
Yes, Jesse, planting bells between chili and Tabasco's was fun.
Yeah, you just don't want to plant the seeds for anything. You go,
I will tell you that bells and jalapenos will cross pollinate.
oh yeah, and the seeds out of
They'll all cross pollinate.
Yeah, that's how you make new peppers.
And then what you grow
My
are
grandmother
hybrids.
was not happy.
that's
Yeah,
correct.
if you want to save seeds and not have hybrids, you have to have careful separation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that's why we have 11 squillion varieties of peppers is because they cross pollinate like bacteria.
Steve, what happens is you have a hot bell pepper and a mild jalapeno.
The next generation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love.
This
I
is,
I love
this is how
tracking.
genetics works.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not, it's if you're interested in genetics, start growing peppers.
Well, I mean, Mendel, the Mendelian genetics, where he was doing it with sweet peas
Yeah.
to show how crosses worked. That's the basis of our modern understanding. I mean, it's actually a lot more complicated with that,
Yeah.
especially with plants, because plants are a lot more prolific in their genetic variation than people and animals are.
Well, look at wheat. Wheat is the original GMO.
Oh yeah,
Wheat was a weed.
wheat and corn.
Yeah.
Wheat, corn, potatoes, and
Potatoes.
peppers.
Yeah.
Any kind of squash or gourd, those
Yeah.
things will cross pollinate.
Humans were not supposed to eat potatoes.
Yeah.
Potatoes are not healthy. The original potato is not healthy for humans.
Yeah. So
Nightshade.
potatoes,
Yeah.
tomatoes, peppers, they're all in the nightshade family. They all contain solanine.
Yep.
And it is a toxin, but the domestic varieties have been bred to the point where there's very little to no solanine content in the parts that we eat, which is why
Yeah.
you don't eat the parts that we don't eat.
I want to meet the guy 15,000 years ago that said, "This potato thing killed Fred. I think we'll breed it till it doesn't."
I want to meet the first guy that ate a
Oyster.
oyster.
Oyster is easy because anything in a shell, unless the seed looked funny before you harvested it, was.
If you looked at an oyster,
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I've gotten oysters and clams, and I know, but they're reliably edible.
Yeah.
Plants are not reliably edible.
No.
Plants, fish, and animals and stuff are generally
Yeah.
reliably.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot less likely to poison you than a plant is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a mushroom.
yeah, true.
That's the vegan. It's one of the way the vegans drive me nuts. Plants are healthier. Have
Yeah.
you met plants?
That's one of the memes running around with AI. Eat more mushrooms. Oops, sorry, that one was poisonous.
Well, I think it's Sir Terry Pratchett for which we have to thank for the wisdom of any mushroom is edible
Once.
once.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody was talking about cruciferous vegetables. They're not different stages. They're based off the same. They're genetically modified versions of an old plant. When they bred it for flowers, they turned to broccoli. They bred it for leaf, they turned to lettuce. It's all off the same.
Yeah.
We just genetically selected for what we whatever.
Yeah, Pacific gooey duck clams. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Gooey duck. No, somebody was earlier was asking about the idea of a mild jalapeno. That's what the Tam jalapeno
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Tam jalapeno runs about 1,000 SHUs, 500 to 1,000. So there's enough bite
Yeah.
to let you know that it is a pepper.
Yeah.
If a bell pepper is 100, a Tam jalapeno has the lovely jalapeno flavor with very little, I consider very little heat.
Sarah makes a good comment. Some mushrooms will let you see God. Others will let you meet him.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yep.
the other thing is that there are mushrooms that you can eat safely unless you have a certain genetic quirk.
Yeah.
In which case they will kill your kidneys.
Yeah.
Some mushrooms you can eat safely, and then if you consume alcohol, they will make you violently ill.
Yeah.
I don't.
And
There's-
they're actually where the anti-alcoholic drug anabuse is
Oh,
derived
yeah.
from, is from the inky
Ah.
caps.
Yeah.
And the effects can last a surprisingly long time. The biological half-life of the compound in inky caps, in some people they process it out within weeks, other people it can be months. So you don't know after you've had a nice fresh batch of mushrooms if you're going to be able to drink anytime soon.
I will eat. I will eat the button/criminy mushrooms that you get in a jar. I will eat the white ones in the blue box in the grocery store. I don't touch any other mushroom. Rita, ooh, mushroom. No.
Yeah.
They do things to you. I'm just not a big fan of that.
I am cautious, but there are some mushrooms I'm absolutely confident about. Like, well, because when I grew up, my grandfather and I would go out in the woods, and he actually harvested wild mushrooms
Yeah.
commercially, and so we had a few varieties that I am completely confident with identifying.
Yeah.
But I won't even trust a book for mushroom identification, and that has nothing to do with AI.
Yeah.
It has to do with the fact that books and photographs only go so far in identification, and I'm not comfortable. There are a lot of mushrooms that look really, really close.
Yeah.
What about mushrooms on pizza? Corbett asks. Mushrooms on pizza are criminy or button mushrooms.
Yeah.
I think portobello is when they're button, criminy, portobello is
If their
different
maturity stages
Yeah.
are the same species.
of the same mushroom.
So
I love portobellos with the cantina up on the side of Mount Etna before the lava ate it. Used to do these portobellos that were literally 5 inches across, and they would fill them with Italian sausage, hot Italian sausage,
Oh,
with breadcrumbs and garlic and cheese. And I could make a meal out of those damn things.
I say that's the only mushroom I will willingly eat. Rita's like, oh, here's the West Mongolian beefsteak death mushroom. It's
Yeah.
great. No, baby.
I was at an Asian market yesterday because went down to Dallas with a friend and met up with another friend. And it's always fun when you go into the Asian markets because they've got mushrooms that you do not see in
Yeah.
a Western
No.
market. And I know what most of them are, and I will happily eat them. The problem is that they are perishable. So if
Yeah.
you buy mushrooms, you want to use them almost right away. So, but yeah, I had a fun trip yesterday because we went to a really great used bookstore.
Yeah.
And I got introduced to, well, I know what they were, but I got to taste for the first time a custard fish.
A custard fish.
A custard fish is basically waffle batter, a sweet filling, more waffle batter, and they cook it in a mold that looks like a fish.
Oh, okay.
They're really sweet and really yummy.
Your mother said a Peruvian tribesmen have special treatment for potatoes, dried and something else to make them safe to eat.
Yeah.
And how did they figure that out?
Because if you don't do that, you get sick.
Yeah, but how did they figure out if we take this deadly thing that nobody should touch ever and then dry it? Did they take it and here, Bob dies. We'll wait a day. Here, Fred dies. We'll wait 2 days. Here, Steve dies. Wait 3 days. Here, Chuck's fine.
So some of it would have been trial and error of, we know that if you dry this plant, you can eat it safely. So let's try drying this plant
Yeah.
and see if you can eat it safely.
How they figure out the drying?
Some of it might actually have been how they harvested it
Yeah.
too. if they found dried out tubers and were able to safely eat them, but if you dig them and eat them fresh, you get sick, then, and potatoes are not going to kill you. They'll just make you sick.
Yeah. The slave I was starving is still alive. What has he been eating? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another thing, which is if you are starving, if you are truly hungry, you will eat stuff that people do not consider edible.
And everybody else will watch you die and go, we're not eating that one.
Well, I mean, there's that, but
East Coast, Northeast Coast, lobster was junk food for the poor.
Yeah.
But
convict food.
Again, there's nothing you have to do other than cook it. You cook everything to make it edible.
Yeah.
Not like a mushroom where, well, if a pregnant dog whittles on it on the full moon and we wait 5 days, it becomes edible. How the hell did you figure that out? Cedar's giving me a look.
Well, that was like our earlier conversation about King Ranch.
Oh God. Somebody came to the where I work and gave a presentation on the King Ranch. And I was listening off the side, biting my tongue. I'm odd. I'm a little weird, and it's like nothing on this presentation about the King Ranch was interesting. King Ranch is an interesting place.
Yeah.
Nothing in this presentation, nothing offered this presentation held my interest in the least. You know, it's like, you want to talk about the cattle breeds, the Santa Gertrudis, the Santa Cruz, the American Red, their quarter horses, famed for the quarter horses. Nope. That we're talking
the grass they invented.
Grama grass.
Yeah.
Be an odd weird? No, a little.
Not so much. Clean plate is a good thing.
Clean plate.
Yeah, unless you have puppy pre-wash.
Yeah, this one kills the dog. I think I'll try it.
But I mean, that was a thing. Was they had tasters?
Yeah.
They had people that would taste
That was a
and
sucky job, by the way.
oh yeah. I mean, you got to eat everything the king did right up until you ate something the king shouldn't.
Could the king wouldn't.
Yeah, we kind of. I had a blood draw this morning early, along with a few other folks out at the VA. And one of the guys came in on a walker is a former Air Force PJ Vietnam era. And seeing him on a walker was not good because he's had a number of replacement parts. As he said, he was in the running for a $5 million man purely on cost because he'd had 2 knee replacements, 3 hip replacements, and 2 shoulder replacements.
Goodness.
And he came in limping around on a walker, and I looked at him and I said, "What in the hell did you do?" And he kind of, yeah. I had a bad lie on the golf course. And he says, I swung at the goddamn thing and fell down the hill.
Oh no.
And he said, I think I fucked up both hips this time, so maybe I'll get 2 more hips.
Oh God. Oh.
And he was in to get a blood test to make sure he wasn't on anything. So he's creeping up on $5 million. But, you know, late 70s, early 80s, out still playing golf. You know, I got to admire the man for that. But there comes a time when you look at where the ball is and go, I'll take the penalty stroke.
Nah. Richard says, "Are you going to scare the Korean armies too?" I sent him. No, just Oriental heat is not the Oriental spice profile around heats is not one of my favorites. But we know somebody that was probably going to snarf it quite happily. He thinks Korean food is great.
Yeah, Sarah, the tasters, that's a lot of that is a manufactured thing in fantasy writing because every poison is going to immediately impact.
No,
oh my gosh, no.
Oh my God.
There are
And-
very few that immediately impact.
Exactly. So that's the point. You know, if a taster was actually going to do something, they would be eating the food 2 to 3 days before the king ever tasted it. But as we know, they didn't cook food 2 to 3 days ahead of time.
No,
They didn't have a way to store it.
Yeah.
nobody did. I mean, you get sick just from bad food.
Yeah. So yeah, that's more a fantasy writing thing than it is anything else.
And I suspect that it was more of a ostentatious way to show how much power he had.
Yeah.
I got somebody to eat my food for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a proponent of low sodium diets, but what he's doing over there is
It's really good salt. And the habanero mash is
honestly, if it tastes that good to you, you probably need it.
No, it's fine. Good point. By the time the taster dies, your food is cold. No way to win. Yeah, Richard, your quote from last week. Contents
Yeah.
may explode.
I read that on the package. Somebody else gets to try that one.
If he starts rolling up to 20, we'll fight him for the 20.
I don't know. Can you sort this stuff?
Probably.
That is gonna. Yep. You know what? I'm not gonna find out.
It was an academic question.
Uh-huh.
As an oh, by the way, yeah, that would hurt. As an oh, by the way, anybody that's getting ready to travel that doesn't already have your tickets, friggin' prices of airline fares are freaking ridiculous. They are higher than a damn kite. I was looking at going out to see my kids for Christmas, and I took one look at the prices and went, yeah, that ain't going to happen.
He's go out earlier.
I'm going to go out early in December. Yeah, you can snort anything once.
Twice if you're quick enough.
Yeah.
Or so I've heard.
So if you're going to travel, be careful. A lot of people are starting traveling later this week.
Already.
Some of them already.
Yeah. Well, you've been on the highways.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
I
the-
got
the
on highway at
idiots are out, trust
6:15
me.
this morning, it was the highways, which around here at 6:15 are
Yeah.
not usually well traveled. It's me. They were.
I will say getting in and out of Dallas yesterday wasn't too bad,
Yeah.
but we also kind of timed it. We went into Dallas in the early afternoon and then out in the evening.
Yeah.
So I managed to
You missed.
bracket around
Yeah.
rush hour. We were stationary during the rush hour period.
Well, Dallas is getting to the point that rush hour is.
It's all the time.
All the
Dallas
time.
gets stupid.
Dallas has always been stupid.
It wasn't 50 years ago.
All right, admittedly.
Wasn't 30 years ago.
I mean, I used to be able to drive right out to DFW with no problem at all.
Oh yeah. Hell, up till the 2000s, it was the
Yeah.
early 2000s. It wasn't bad. Remember, 380 between Decatur and Denton was a 2-lane.
Yeah.
Gravel road.
I can remember when Mills Road was 2 lanes, and it was a small 2-lane road because the only thing out there was Mill Ranch, and that obviously has changed.
I'm watching not proposed theoretical expansion of the Metroplex in the coming couple of decades, and not happy.
Oh, speaking of unhappy, apparently a federal judge has said today that Texas cannot do their redistricting.
Oh, whatever.
That's unconstitutional.
Whatever. He'll get slapped down.
So if Texas doesn't and California does, and Illinois does, and we know they'll get away with it because the judges will be fine with them doing it.
It's going to be appealed, and
Yeah.
Texas will win on appeal.
Yeah, but when? In 2026
Mm.
or 2028 when it's too late? Yeah, Denton used to not be a suburb of DFW. That is
correct. We're looking at
Decatur is a suburb of DFW now.
Yeah.
I was I was seriously looking at buying in Decatur and then commuting to
Yeah.
DFW because, and there are a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
Because that is
Well, hell, the
where-
subdivisions are all the way out to Decatur.
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah, and past now.
Yeah.
even.
They're all
So-
up 380 between Decatur and Denton used to go through the bush.
Yeah.
And it's all
Yeah.
it's all housing developments now.
We had that one that we saw that time.
Fucking idiots. 2-acre lots.
Full.
Two country boys out there.
They weren't even 1 acre lots.
They were about quarter to half an acre.
Yeah.
Half an acre at the most. 2-acre lots. My fuzzy butt. Tell a country boy that's a 2-acre lot. They put 4 friggin' houses on a 2-acre lot. No, I was looking at the forecast for how the sprawl will sprawl.
Yeah.
And they're saying by 2035, Wichita Falls will be a subdivision, will be a suburb of the Metro Mess. And
I don't
Yeah.
think that's actually likely.
I hope not.
Well, there's a couple of good reasons not. One is that honestly, that commute is a step too far even for.
Mr. Coon, I will tell you that I did see people riding horses down Mills Road back in the 70s. Yes, I did.
I've seen people riding horses in DFW 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
At a Whataburger, as a matter of fact.
Might not be advisable, but it's done.
No, the term acre is not relative. The acre is
Acre is a legal definition of a size.
of a 2-dimensional plane.
Yeah.
And 2 acres, you cannot put a 0 lot line house on 2 acres.
Can, but
That would be a rather large house.
A bloody huge house.
Although I have seen subdivisions in Sacramento that were listed by square footage of the lot size.
Oh, I believe it.
And it was listed at 5,000 feet with a 4,000 square foot house on it.
No.
In other words, there was a little strip around the house.
Yeah, the Metro Mess is just about to Bowie now. It's definitely almost to Jacksboro, which is sad because Jacksboro is a lovely little town. And it's a classic Texas small town. And when it gets absorbed amoeba-like by the Metro Mess, it won't be a lovely little country town anymore.
no.
Yeah, Doug, you're right. Kerrville is now considered a bedroom community for Houston.
Yeah.
It's 5 hours away. And that's on a good day.
Well, one of the options for me was to buy the house here, commute down to
Yeah.
Dallas, rent a room down there,
Yeah.
and then
Whoa.
be down there for 3 or 4
Mm.
days a week and home on the weekends with some remote work.
Yeah.
To make so I didn't have to be down there 5 days a week.
Not
If it was a
survive.
lab job, it would have to be
Yeah.
5 days a week.
You really know your neighbors. It's even worse if you have a 0 lot line house where you share a wall.
Or if you're scrubbing your back and your elbow goes too far one way, you're scrubbing the neighbor's back.
Yeah.
I hate 0 lot line houses. They're just the current hotness in house design in the US just pisses me off.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. Yeah, Tiff, you've got a nice big yard and an old neighborhood. Those are few and far between. And that's one of the reasons that the values for those places keep going up.
Which makes it difficult to live there because then your taxes are through the roof.
I saw a thing today while I was sitting out waiting to get my vampire on. The average homeowner spends $16,000 a year in taxes, maintenance, and upkeep.
All right.
And I would say that's a fair amount.
That tries it.
But you get that back in the value for what you have. Unlike somebody in an apartment that pays $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, depending on where they are, or more, and they get nothing back.
Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. Richard Brown brought it up. Staten Island is considering withdrawing from the 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
Going off to, withdrawing from the 5 boroughs agreement and going off to become its own urban with its own mayor and city government.
They talked about doing that 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Now they're doing it again.
Maybe this time they'll actually do it.
Yeah, we've got a housing development, damn them, on Bell Road. It's south of US 287 on Bell Road. And a farmer who swore he was never going to sell his land sold his land. So we've been watching the houses go in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy, and they're all bought before they get done being built.
And they are cheap shit, slapped up,
No kidding.
sistered friggin' 2-bys in the walls.
And there's one of them is 2 stories. And they put it on hold. They framed it.
Yeah.
And then put it on hold and didn't touch it for two winter months.
Yeah.
And it rained. It's Texas. It rained and snowed and froze and rained and froze and snowed all over those 2x4s. And then 2 months later, they came in and started slapping up drywall.
Well, it didn't do the OSB any good either.
New. Everything behind us for sale. Yeah. Julie's correct.
BK says, brothers of Carpenter, he advises living in a van by the river before buying a home constructed post 2020.
I'd say post 2000. Honestly.
Yeah. When we were house hunting, Sanford was like, I want a newer house. I
Yeah.
want a newer house. And I'm like, no, I do not want a newer house. I want an older house where the problems have had time to show themselves and be fixed.
Yeah.
An older house that has been well maintained will do you so much better. Now, an older house that was never maintained,
Yeah, you got a
Away.
different set of issues. Yeah, Staten Island is part of New York City, Richmond County,
Yeah,
New
I
York.
believe it is.
Some people, yeah, I've got to agree with Nan Savant. Some people do not understand that there is New York outside of New York City.
But what you've also got to understand, that being said, and the folks outside the upstate New York tend to be more conservative than New York City.
Yeah.
New York City. For certain values of conservative. However, you've also got to understand that tick that is New York City pretty much runs New York.
yeah.
It's like Chicago runs Illinois. The tick that is Chicago runs the state of Illinois. Same thing, it worse with New York City.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're great. Kelly Grayson moved upstate New York, having a blast there. And then I get to listen to the firearms laws.
The only good thing about New York firearms laws is that Winchester M1 or M1 carbine I got. Unmolested 1942 Winchester for $600 out of a guy from New York City.
So you gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, he had to get rid of it.
And we're getting to the point. Texas is big enough that it's not there yet, but there's going to be a point where Houston and the DFW Metro mess are going to start running Houston, unless we start running these little bug snipes out of here. And I'm tired of idiots from California that wreck that state moving here because they can't live in California and bringing their California bullshit to Texas.
Yeah, upstate New York is interesting. I will say that it has a beautiful fall season. But there is no way in hell I would live up there.
Nope. No, I'm not registering my guns. I'm not going to purchase a permit just to get another gun.
No.
I'm not going to go on bended knee and ask the government if I can buy another gun.
Much less try to get a permit.
I am not going to go take and provide ID just to buy ammunition. A background check to buy ammunition. That's happy horse shit right there.
Yeah. Among other things.
Speaking of guns, Marlin has an 1894 Trapper, the 16-inch in 10 millimeter. I have a case of the Watts so bad, but right now it's limited release, so it's $1,400 MSRP. Everybody needs to buy them so the price will come down. I get myself a 10 millimeter carbine because I really want that. I don't need it, but I want it.
I'm surprised you didn't go get that 44 special one and then have it worked on.
I was tempted.
If I was going to do that, I'd get one that was fully suppressed,
Well,
integrally suppressed.
yeah. It won't shoot the 40 either. I don't care. I'm going to stock it full of 10 millimeter and call it good. Hell, it's a 5-pound carbine. I can stuff it full of 200 grain 10 millimeter and leave it by the back door for Rita.
Yeah.
And she can shoot bobcats and coyotes with it.
Nancy, y'all can't go much further west.
Glub. I'm a, yeah.
I mean, she can, but it involves islands or Japan.
Yeah.
Why 10 millimeter? John Master asked why 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter goes to cycles. It's a very good round for pistol caliber carbines. For pistols, it's not such a great round. It's pretty much it's a rimless 41 Magnum.
It was the FBI's overreaction to the Miami shootout.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was.
That's exactly what it was. It beats up pistols and it beats up agents. Cat Hell loves the 10 millimeter pistols, but she knows what she's doing too. Most people, especially cops that shoot once or twice a year, 10 millimeter, it's a 41 rimless 41 Magnum basically.
Yeah,
is the closest, and it will horse you around.
Yep.
But out of a carbine, it's a jewel. It really is. It's a glorious little jewel.
Yeah, no, Savant. The funny thing is, my small daughter, youngest daughter, actually likes a 40 better than she does the 9.
Some people do.
Yeah.
The 155 grain Jack Hall points over 40 is not bad. I prefer 9 mil, but only because that's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
I've been issued and carried a 40. It didn't bother me a bit. I just prefer 9 millimeter.
She won't give me my damn Gen 1 Glock Gen 3 back.
She's in California. She might want to send it back.
Yeah.
Send it to you because California gets stupid blocks.
Gen 119. Yeah. I'll play hell ever getting that gun back.
I don't know. California's getting stupid with Gen 1s through Gen 3s.
Yeah. Well, if they do that. And, the funny thing is,
and get it back.
Glock did come up with a change to the way they manufacture the guns. And before they even got out, there was already a quote unquote fix to make the new guns.
For those of you who don't know, there's been this overblown hysteria about Glock switches, which is apparently you swap out the back plate and it lets you go full auto. Whoop.
Yeah.
And it's overblown hysteria. Well, California sued Glock, and Glock bent the knee.
Yeah.
And is pulling all their Gen 1 through Gen 3s except the slim frames and replace them with the Victor model, the Glock V Victor model, 19 Victor, 17 Victor. Well, the very first Victor models have gotten into the ecosystem, and somebody's already made the full auto switch for a Victor model.
Yeah. I mean, this is the same thing that happened to the California legal ARs. They hadn't even manufactured the new ARs, and there was already a switch available for them.
And now Connecticut has jumped on the California stupid mobile, and is threatening Ruger on the RXM, which is a slightly modified clone of the Gen 3 Glock. Nice little pistol. And they're saying there are no records that I can find that anybody has anything bad with a switch-mounted RXM, Ruger RXM.
Yeah.
But Connecticut's suing. And given the fact that Ruger has knuckled under not once but twice to government, I'm not I'm not sanguine about, and I swear to God, I've got Glocks right now. I'm seriously considering, since Glock bent the knee, giving up my Glocks. And if Ruger bends the knee, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Yeah, Tom, what you did makes sense, but Tom gave his Gen 3 to his son-in-law since he's got the hand issues with
Right.
the trigger finger. But you've got other options, Tom, that make things go boom and fall over.
Because if Glock had fought, California would have lost.
Yep.
And the same thing in Connecticut. If Ruger would reach down and find their giggly bits and be men about it, Connecticut will lose. I'm just worried. Ruger's bent the knee before. I'm really worried.
Well, what you need is more people like Ronnie Barrett.
Yeah. Yeah.
When California said, well, you have to bend the knee to us, and Ronnie Barrett went, F you.
Yep.
And he said, you will no longer get any service out of me. I will no longer sell any weapons to you.
To your cops.
Or to your cops. And you can go piss up a rope.
And right after that, LAPD SWAT sent their MA2 Barrett to Ronnie for warranty work.
Yeah.
And he sent it back and said, I don't work on traders' guns.
Yeah. And California said, we'll put you out of business. Yeah, funny. Didn't quite work out.
California doesn't have the oomph they think they do.
Yeah.
A lot of folks give California a lot more ass than it's got. Don't. Just, if people would ignore California and stop catering to them, California's tolerant.
Yeah.
The only thing keeping California going is institutional inertia. We live in a place where the local Atwoods has a sale on any lawnmower marked California, not California compliant, and sells out in 24 hours.
Yeah.
They put a sticker, not California compliant, and they go right out the door. Get right out the door.
Yeah. Yeah. Once the water and electricity stop flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the other problem with California is they're hemorrhaging money. You think it's bad in New York City and Seattle and San Francisco and LA.
The feds are propping up the California economy.
Yeah. Once the excuse me. Once the government decides that they're not going to prop them up anymore, California will roll over and die.
Well, given the fact that the Palisades fire, 7 out of 10 of the houses that were burned, that the owners have not seen any movement on.
7 out of 10, hell, 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 out of 10 with, not even getting any permits signed.
I think it's 9 out of 10. I think there have been a total of 2 houses between the 2 fires that have been restarted.
And those folks were middle class. They are not.
Yeah.
And California's doing them dirty, and that's going to bite California in the ass.
Well, and they're not going to be able to afford to rebuild those houses either.
No.
Because those houses were worth millions of dollars, and they paid $100,000 or less for most of them.
Jesse says, and if California slides in the ocean like the mystics and statistics say it will, then we'll finally find a use for vegans as far as fish food.
Yeah. And
I will be able to take a boat out there and cast a line and pull in nice, lovely vegan-fed fish.
Yeah.
Which I'll motor back to the beach and cook on the beach.
Rick says California has too many groups.
Yeah.
Like Air Resources Board, better known as CARB, with nearly unlimited power and no real accountability.
Yeah. Most of California government has unlimited power and no accountability.
Another one's California Coastal Commission. And there are many, many others. One example, and everybody tried to poo-poo this and say, oh, this didn't really happen.
Yeah, bullshit.
Well, it did.
Sliding bastards.
Yeah. Oregon sent a set of fire crews down to fight the LA fire. They were stopped in Sacramento, not allowed to go south of San Francisco or Sacramento until their trucks had been checked to make sure they were California compliant.
Yeah.
Now, these are fire trucks, folks. They sat for over 24 hours in Sacramento while the state of California dicked around with those trucks and the firemen. And oh, by the way, they did not fund any of the fuel or anything else for their trip down while they were there or back.
I loved right after us and a few other social media brought that. Hey, they're we did because we
Yeah.
covered it here. I lost my mind, so did he. And the next day, no, you don't understand. We're just making sure they're safe.
No.
We're not checking for California standards. And then we got back on and said they wouldn't have gone all the way from Oregon if they weren't safe, dickheads.
Yeah.
And besides, who cares? It's water and a pump. You have a fire. Exigent circumstances.
Yeah.
Water. Put the wet stuff on the hot stuff. Move.
Yep, which they didn't do.
Nope.
Which does bring up another point. There are a number, and this comes from a different back channel. There are a number of MD-11 air tankers.
Fewer every day.
They've all been grounded.
I think.
Yeah.
About damn time.
Well, here's the problem. What do you replace them with? They're coming up on fire season.
Bye, California.
Are they going to waiver those birds to let them fly?
They better not, because from what I'm seeing, the waiver is for cracked structural spars.
Well,
Or what they're being grounded for is cracked structural stuff.
that is one of the rumors.
I saw pictures.
That's one of the rumors.
Ah.
NTSB has not released any actual causes. So what you've got is a bunch of internet randos out there. Oh, well, this is what's going on. They're going to ground them all. The winds are falling off. This is just like what happened with American Airlines. I want to say back around 91, when they were using an unauthorized procedure
Oh, wow, crazy salt.
to change the engines. That's what caused that crash, which killed over 200 people. So let's wait and see what happens. But in the meantime, if they ground them, they keep them grounded. We don't have enough air tankers to support what's going on.
Oh no, California will go up like a Roman candle.
Yep.
Darn. And for the poor folks in California, you get what you voted for. Everything in California is there because the voters, if they didn't outright approved it, let it happen.
I was not aware they had grounded the DC-10 side. I hadn't heard that. That's a new piece of information. Yeah, Tom, that one hit a little closer to home than you wanted. Yeah, better hope for a wet winter. The problem is California has got so many fire-prone areas because they don't have enough people to maintain, or I should say properly maintain, the infrastructure, the underbrush, and the forest.
Yeah. And when you talk about a wet winter,
Yeah.
that allows more vegetative growth,
Yep.
which then when it dries out turns into fire fuel.
Yeah.
Oh no, California may have a disaster. Oh, look, salt.
So,
Salt.
okay, I have not seen that, Todd, so I'll have to go check on that later. Yeah, California's fire-prone areas are called California, pretty much. But the stupidity and the egotism. My ex-wife and her husband lost their house at the campfire. And they had no insurance because their house was paid for. So they were not allowed to have insurance because of how close the trees were to the house. which they could not cut because of the environmental wacko.
And then you had the idiot developers that brought in eucalyptus because it looked pretty.
Yeah.
And then the eco weenies decided you couldn't get rid of the eucalyptus.
Because it was a native tree. Yeah, right.
Bullshit.
It's an invasive tree. Yeah, BK.
Yeah, eucalyptus.
Look, eucalyptus plants, and they love to plant them in the medians of some of the roads.
And they're bombs. Eucalyptus oil burns really well.
Yeah. And we would occasionally have to go from Moffett down to Monterey to PG school. And about every other time we had to go down there, we'd have to take a detour because 152 was on fire because they lined the median with eucalyptus. And somebody would get a tire fire, or they'd have a tire come off, or an 18-wheeler would lose a lug nut. It was hot. And you had a fire.
Hey, eucalyptus burns really well.
And oh, does it burn well.
It's a friggin' bomb.
Yep.
Hey, leave my salt alone. Ian, step away from the salt. Leave my salt alone. No, it's
Nice greasy smoke, yes.
and the LA basin is a desert. And the amount of water that they've wasted making it green and the plants they brought in to make it green did not make things any better.
No. And they cannot have desal plants out there because California Coastal Commission won't let them.
No, not desal.
And the most effective desal plants are paired with nuclear reactors.
No.
So
No.
that's two no-nos. Meanwhile, state of California does a real good job of hiding the fact that they own 25% of the nuclear reactor over in Arizona.
Really?
Yeah.
And I wish the Californians would leave my Texas alone. I really do. Texas is unique. Texas has a unique culture that I love, and I can already see it changing. It pisses me off.
Especially in Austin.
No kidding.
And we can follow that all the way back to Compact Computers when they moved headquarters to Austin. That was the downfall of Austin.
I just start sending people back to California.
Yeah, not Savant. Should be a self-correcting problem. We liked their money and we started keeping our water from the Colorado. Yeah, Rick.
They're going to try and take half of Nevada's water now.
Yeah. Yeah, as our friend Alma said, whiskey is for drinking and water is for fighting.
She would know.
Yeah, refugees welcome. Economic migrants, not so much.
But just don't bring your stupidity here. I said Texas has a unique culture, it really does. And I'm quite fond of it. I'm tired of Marxists and Democratic Socialists coming into my state and deciding they need to make it better. Or that friggin' Texas Monthly magazine, the magazine about Texas, written by people who hate Texas.
That we're living in Manhattan. Yeah, Kermit, UT was not the downfall of Austin. It was Compact Computers. Because Compact brought in a bunch of California weirdos out of Silicon Valley. And they made enough money and they had enough degrees that they got over to UT and they started infecting UT.
Sent their kids to UT, decided to like it,
Yeah.
and started bringing in Berkeley professors.
The only part of UT that's any good is ARL UT. And they are now totally separate from the University of Texas. Yeah.
Oklahoma's closed on the TP out front. Should have told you. Yeah, no kidding. Oklahoma too.
Yeah, Rick, the number of bodies found in Lake Mead. Oh, and they haven't found them all. Las Vegas cleanup from when?
That's because the mob owned Las Vegas for
Yeah.
how many decades? Yeah, there's the bodies in concrete barrels all over Lake Mead. No shit.
Yeah. And Mono Lake is the same way.
Well, look what they've been pulling out of the Houston bayous recently.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What, it's up to 19 bodies now, I think.
28.
28.
Out of Houston bayous? Wow. Somebody was getting efficient.
Yeah, there's. I don't have enough information to express an opinion, but that's a lot of dead people.
It's a lot of dead people.
Well,
But
I know.
Harris County's going, it's not a serial killer, we promise.
No.
Yeah,
No, what?
Yeah.
Having been Texas law enforcement for little over 25 years, I would like to run background check on the bodies and see if they connect to any criminal investigations in progress.
Yeah.
Because if we found the dumping ground for a guy whacking child molesters,
Yeah.
Whataburger's having a sale. Let's go
Yeah.
get a burger. I
Yeah,
mean,
Rick, Mono Lake died a long time ago, pretty much as soon as the aqueduct was completed. Yes. They drew Mono Lake down. I had to drive by there a couple of times on transfers going to Moffett. You could actually see where the shore used to be
Mhm.
and how far down the lake had fallen. And so they decided they had to keep some water in the lake. So once it gets down to, I think 7/10 of a square mile, or 7/10
they stopped drawing water till it fills.
they supposedly stopped drawing water. However, there have been questions for a long time about whether in fact they ever stopped drawing water.
And they didn't because they're California. Again, like I said, I would like a breakdown on associated criminality,
Yeah.
if any, of the bodies. Because if we're finding somebody that's thumping the undesirables, public service homicides are a thing.
Yeah.
All right, my Carlos, you want yes. The Chippy 5000 doesn't matter if you're messing with a 9-year-old or a 15-year-old. The Chippy 5000 doesn't care.
Yeah.
I love Carla. I love her art.
Yes, Rick, Chinatown is an excellent movie talking about the LA water history. That is the undercurrent of that movie.
Used to be, you'd load the little bastards into a boat, chug out past the 12-mile limit, and heave them over the side. Now that the Texas shoreline is so damned crowded, it's hard to do that.
Yeah. Feet
So-
first in low gear. Yeah.
I'm guaranteeing the bayous aren't that crowded right now.
Yeah.
But it could be a serial killer. It might be. Who knows? I would like to figure out.
It also could be a result of the hurricane.
Could be. Yeah. It could.
There-
Oh yeah.
There are any number of possibilities. But 28 bodies
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
a couple of months is
That's
significant.
impressive.
yeah, it's enough to start raising eyebrows and start looking a little harder at it.
Oh yeah.
Of course, it's also Harris County, so they're
Oh God. Harris County. I'll weep.
uh,
Yeah, it used to be 12-mile limit. Thump. Splash.
Yeah.
I was my poor lady. She still has a certain bright-eyed belief or faith in the world,
Huh.
which I'm sorry to say, I'm 58. I lost 54 years ago. Everybody does realize that there is no Epstein client list, right?
Yeah.
Everybody understands that. There isn't one. When you're dealing, and I'm not saying that Epstein wasn't a purveyor of underage. I'm not. But when you're dealing with billionaires who can hire a private military company out of pocket change.
Yeah.
And there are companies devoted to reputation management for billionaires. If you're smart, you don't keep lists and you don't blackmail a billionaire. Nobody blackmails a billionaire. Because when you blackmail a billionaire, you disappear. 12-mile limit.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt that Epstein provided what he's accused of providing. I also have no doubt he doesn't have a list that says 8-year-old Laotian girl to Bill Clinton. No, he has a collection of business cards that he was given or picked up. There are unsavory people out there with my business card from conventions I've been at because we leave business cards around. If you're hoping for a client list that lists, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and what they got, it isn't, because he's not stupid.
Or as Tom says, you end up in a cell being watched, and then a miracle happens.
No. One, jailers do that all the time. 26 years, jailers are, give me a drink and I'll tell you about jailers. The fact that what happened does not surprise me in the least. Plus, if you're a billionaire, why would your private military company go to that risk?
Yeah.
When you can arrange to bond him out and then have him jump bail. Splash.
Yeah. Yeah, the passenger list for the planes may be as close as you ever
get. That will be as close as we ever get.
Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, the emails will indict. No, they won't.
Again, if you are providing that sort of service or any service to billionaires, you don't ever let them or their reputation management companies get a suspicion you might be blackmailing them. Because reputation management companies don't care. The billionaire might. I'll guarantee Bill Gates doesn't thump anybody. He pays 6 or 7 figures a year to a reputation management company whose only job is to make sure his reputation stays spotless.
Yeah.
12-mile limit, thump, splash.
Yep. And on that note, folks, we've wasted another hour of your time.
Boy, have.
And I'm sorry we've kind of left you out, Cedar.
No, it's okay. I'm listening. I'm doodling. We do have a couple of books we need to talk about before we let everybody go. Amy let me know that she pressed the buttons on Library Creatures, so you should expect a library anthology sometime tomorrow, the next day.
All right.
And Raconteur Press will have Corsairs and Cutlasses, our latest pirate-themed anthology, live Friday is when it's scheduled. And J. Kenton Pierce has a grimdark, post-apocalyptic Western science fiction. The man is a virtuoso. He has it's not an ace double because we're not ace, but it is a double. Back Alley Angels and Badland Devils, that will be live tomorrow. Okay. So,
speaking of Corsairs and Cutlasses, or corsets and or whatever, if you're one of my authors, check your fucking email. You're gonna notice there's only 9 stories in Corsairs. You know why? Because one of my authors couldn't check damn email. Check your fucking emails.
And on a somewhat more positive and personal note,
positively check your fucking emails.
I have a story in the Claws of War where Santa is an operative.
Okay.
And there's several stories in there. I don't actually know how many stories are in that anthology, but it went live today. And you can find my Santa and his expert team of breaking things and blowing things up in the Claws of War anthology.
Yes. And if you change your fucking email, go back and check.
Santa will put you on the naughty
Go
list.
back and check the one you sent in stories from.
Yeah.
You might have a surprise in your fucking email.
Well then.
Are you done now?
No, but we can.
All right, folks, remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. Don't piss off Ian.
And check your fucking emails.
If you can find a custard fish near you, do so. It is delightful. I need to get him a custard fix so he'll simmer down and relax a little.
that
He's-
I was
He's
panicking.
salty right now.
Yeah.
I was panicking because we couldn't find that author. I was starting to panic.
We have good reason to have a moment when an author suddenly drops off the radar, because we have known people
Yeah.
that dropped off the radar and were found months later no longer living.
Yeah.
So yes, we do overreact a little bit to somebody dropping off the radar.
All right. We'll see you Thursday, folks. Bye.